be great for me to be back here again, and as you can see, it's a country that I have enjoyed coming here for the very first time in 1974, and then coming again here in the 2000 Champions League, and I'm back here again. So I've basically come here in maybe 3 different capacities. So I'm very happy to be here again. Just looking forward to enjoying your country. Hoping that we can also play some good cricket, and that when we leave here, that we may have some exciting players enough that may help to do justice to West Indies cricket in the future.
As a veteran cricketer, what do you think about this recent trends about this? There are certain bowlers walking up with these chucking and things, new trends before the World Cup. What do you think about this?
Well, I think the timing, in my opinion, and this is only my opinion, haven't been that good. I guess these guys were participating in the IPL for quite some time. I'm not sure whether or not because of West Indies tour in India, or whether it's going to be a World Cup next year, whether this all have something to do with it. But I just believe the timing haven't been good, and I believe it's going to hurt West Indies cricket because, as you know, Narayan have been a mystery man, same as Muley. So I just believe the timing has been pretty bad, in my opinion. I'm hoping that at some point, that if you're going to call, that you do so in a correct manner, and that individuals, you know, who have been on the club for quite some time, that you're able to do it on a much wider basis. And I just believe that it certainly have hurt West Indies cricket, because Narayan have been an individual who even I would be pretty scared playing against it. So I just believe the timing not good, in my opinion.
And your experience that you had of reaching the highest level of cricket standards, what do you impart on the youngsters as to how they go about their game?
Well, as you know, the game would have changed a fair bit. What I think is going to be important is that individuals compete hard. There are times where sometimes, even though you deal with technical abilities and things like that, I believe cricket is more mental than anything else. And these are some of the things that I believe one could help to partake on my particular team, for us to be strong mentally. There are times there are going to be bad times, there are going to be good times, and we all know when it's good times how teams can perform well. It's during the bad times how well you bounce back. And these are some of the things that you try and you impart on the team that you're involved with, how you're going to make that team be a stronger, competitive team. If you can do that with the talent that we have, it's going to be good.
Your call on the 2015 World Cup?
I believe that West Indies have a magnificent team. I still believe that. If we gel well enough together, I believe that we can accomplish victory. We are a multi-talented team. You would have seen the guys that we would have exported to the IPL and things like that. So it does suggest that it's a multi-talented team. You look at the Bravos, you look at the Andre Russells, the Pollards, and I believe we can beat anyone on any given day. And I believe that if we do that, we will be pretty much in the picture.
Coming back to this chucking story, do you think that the IPL has brought out this chucking the good bowlers to limelight so that they'll be targeted?
I'm not sure, but all I can say is that the timing haven't been that good, and I'm not quite sure who is involved or who the people who are responsible. But the timing haven't been that great, and it affects, in my opinion, the West Indies more than any other teams.
Do you think it's intentional?
I'm not sure. I'm not going to, but I'm just saying the words that I think I'm going to use. It's the timing hasn't been that good. And I think that's pretty much evidence that at this particular time, these guys have been going for quite some time also. You know, if they were under any clouds, maybe it should have been done a little earlier, but I just believe the timing. I'm not quite sure who is responsible for that, but these are the questions that I'm asking about the timing.
So, in your team of youngsters that have come down to Sri Lanka, do you have any prospects for the World Cup team too?
Oh yeah, well, this is what I think all 8 teams are about. Individual making that next step. You know, we have a lot of talented individuals. We had a guy like Sheldon Cottrell, who have just recently starts playing cricket and doing pretty well himself. We've got a multi-talented team. In this team itself, you know, you have Carlos Brathwaite, who is an all-rounder, who's captain, pretty knowledgeable individual. So I guess anyone who is part of the A team does stand a chance, because it's that next step. And if they perform well enough here, certainly they do stand a chance.
We have seen Sri Lanka the success of Sri Lankan cricket very recently. What do you think about their chances in 2050?
Oh, it's always a great chance. When you look and see the way in which Sangakkara is playing at present, you know, I've always been a great fan of Sri Lankan cricket. I have the opportunity also to be with the Delhi Daredevils, and the captain that we had at the time last year, I guess, would have been Jaic Hilton. And these guys are good, talented individuals. You're going to miss him, but I'm certain with what I would have seen in terms of your organization, where your sports are concerned, that it won't be long before you find another individual, you know, who are just as good.
Thank you very much.
Appointed as technical director only for the A team, or in?
Well, I'm one of these individuals. You try and take each step as it goes. Do not try and bite off more than that you can chew. So the A team is a great place to start, and if there are any prospects in the future, certainly it depends on how well one would have done here. I'm looking forward to that challenge.
Sir, one more question.
About your career, how do you look back on your career? You played in the golden era of West Indies cricket. So,
I would like to think that we had a great time, because if one can literally say that with all the test matches that we were playing around that period, I was involved in only one losing series. So it does suggest that we weren't that bad. So what I think are the challenges for the future is for the present individuals to try and emulate how well the West Indians did in the past. And I guess it's a huge task, but you should never ever say never. All things are possible.
If you ever been involved in the World Series in the early stages, and so I get look it in a positive way.
It is great, I think. I think it has done well. I think just for the revival of cricket itself. There were times when some of us felt that the game was dying, but the IPL and most of the T20 tournaments that would have been played around the world have certainly energized the game itself. But one thing that I know for sure is that when you have young players just coming into a T20 tournament, sometimes, in my opinion, it's not that healthy, where the learning is cricket, knowing is cricket. Test match cricket, in my opinion, it's always the great test for any individual who wants to think that if I'm good enough, it's long enough for you to determine whether those individuals would be great players in the future. But as I said, the two can complement one another. Test match cricket, and if we have the governing body, which is the ICC, playing its role then we can have a wonderful marriage between the two formats, with Test match cricket and those who enjoy that, and then those who enjoy the shorter version. We could have a magnificent future where cricket is concerned.